So here we go, guys. This is totally crazy. So today, let's do this again. Happy to be with you right here. We're gonna follow up on the same formula. I mean, we're doing this totally a cappella, nothing prepared. The only thing that we know is the subject. And today, please allow me to come out against CHAEL Sonnen on his Comedy Hour show. Sorry, on his Bad Guy Inc. show. And to me, honestly, it looks more like a comedy hour show when I look at the subject here. So basically, he was coming out against Francis Ngannou. Actually, he was shooting in all directions. He was coming out against Francis Ngannou. He was coming out against Georges St. Pierre. He's coming out against Boxing Association, making all kind of remarks and actually contradicting himself in this in this little video. Okay. Listen, to me, honestly, so we do it this a cappella. We do this genuine as it is. Again, like I say, no net, nothing prepared, just what everything that comes out genuinely, and we're just going to share it, right? Let me start by this, and I mean, I think it's a sad day. It's really a sad day when you got the next athlete, the next fighter that is teaming up with the bosses against their fellow fighters. Especially when these guys know how hard it is you know what I mean, to make a name for yourself and to secure your future and your family's future in a sport that is the MMA sport that is so hard for the body and where you can endure serious you can be hurt really seriously and injured, and where you know that the careers of these guys can be short. So it's really a sad day. And the same guy, Shell again, and let me tell you this: I like the guy. To be honest with you, I like the guy. I like his personality. The only thing that I think is I think he sometimes he talks a little bit too much, too fast. He likes to listen to himself talk a lot, and sometimes it doesn't make sense. And in this case, I just think that it doesn't make sense and just shows his true color. And what makes me laugh again is also that I mean, he dares to talk about boxers and boxing as being people that are selling their soul to the highest bidder with no consideration, when obviously I mean, to me, based on what I can see in this video, he definitely did sell something, a part of himself, to come out against his fellow fighters that are trying to make a better future for themselves, a better position for themselves. Is this jealousy? Is this the fact that he's already past due and that maybe the only thing that he gets now is the crumb that he has to pick up on the floor, and that he also has to, you know, obey to keep making some money? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but right now, the way that I see is that he's totally not on the side of the fighters. And while he knew when a certain while ago he was. And my question would be, what is he going to say when he's got a guy like Randy Couture is trying to fight for the fighters to make to make them have a better portion of the money generated by this industry? Because at the end of the day, they are the blood of that industry, and without the fighters, there would be none of that stuff. So I wonder what he would say if he meets Randy Couture and start talking with him, because obviously this is part of the discussion. So let me tell you what. So like I say, I was just going through, like, doing my usual stuff and going through the net and actually looking at the video, the news, MMA news and stuff, and I stumbled upon that comedy show. Sorry again, mistake on my side. I guess the Bad Guy Inc. Right, show, and especially this one where he's talking about Francis Ngannou behind the scene discussion with the UFC, finding it so strange that Francis Ngannou had, you know, could be impacted his fight, or the schedule of his fight could be impacted by behind the scene discussion. Are you serious? Come on, chill. Are you serious? So I mean, this guy, we call that negotiation, right? I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not the most savvy guy, but I just go through the internet, and I cannot believe that Chael is not a guy that is informed. I cannot believe that he doesn't have his own source inside of the MMA. And actually, I'm pretty sure that his source is the top guy that is running that industry. To be honest with you. So he's calling out Francis Ngannou because Francis Ngannou is saying that yeah, he's got behind the scene and that did impact the negotiation. So he's shooting a little bit, like I was saying, in all directions, shooting after Francis Ngannou, shooting after George St. Pierre because George St. Pierre wanted to have a boxing match and wanted to make a little bit of cash out of this, shooting against the boxing associations, telling that these guys are just sellout that sell their soul to the highest bidder and all. But you know what? Let's start by the start, and then we'll continue and we'll progress slowly. So let's talk about that behind the scene. I don't know what is that ranting, that what is so amazing that Francis Ngannou can have. I mean, guys, you have to listen to that, and I'm giving him props actually. And again, I want to send people to listen to that video that is, and actually I'm going to put it the link on my on this video here, and please listen to this video where you're gonna have a good time. It's a good 10 minutes where you're gonna have a good laugh and maybe a little bit of tears as well, and sorrow for to see this guy that I like the guy. I like the guy. He used to be a great fighter, but right now, I mean, you're gonna laugh. So why? I mean, behind the scene, we call that negotiation, right? Right? And I mean, he's talking about why his negotiation. Why should he have behind the scene negotiation that are harder than the 22 other guys? Why should the UFC give him more time? But come on, man, like. This guy is the champ, right? I mean, you don't have the same type of negotiation with a champion of the UFC that you guys with the guys from. I mean, this guy's taking us for. You think that we're stupid? I mean, we're casual. All right, I understand that we're casual, but it doesn't mean that we don't make sense, right? It doesn't mean that we don't understand the sport. It doesn't mean that we don't understand like the basic about the negotiation. We're not in the thick of it. We don't have the intricate details of what's going on behind the scene, and that's why we call it behind the scene, because there's things that are happening that are not communicated to the public. Otherwise, we call that open negotiation, like what was starting to happen with John Jones, and I think that it was more to start a behind the scene negotiation. But otherwise, everything would be public, and they'll be talking about numbers publicly, right? Which is not happening. They'll be talking about schedule publicly. The war room will be open, and we'll be seeing all of the different fights that are going to happen from now to the next year. What is he talking about? So it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I think that you just want us, I guess, at the end of the day, to listen to his voice, or he's listening to his own voice. So definitely, you don't have the same type of negotiation that you have with the guys that are in a prelim, or the guys that are not main event, or the guys that are not co-main event. This is totally different. And even me, who's a casual guy, who is not a fighter, understand that, right? And it just makes sense to me, right? And when we're talking about negotiation, I mean, the UFC, what is the UFC saying? When we're saying that the UFC, okay, we don't have to negotiate, what do we have to do? The UFC just have to present us like a contract, and we close our eyes and just sign, and we don't care because it's the UFC. We have to abide by the UFC, right? What is that stuff? I don't understand that, right? And comes to me, there's something that comes in mind to me, and that really hurt me, right? Because I like the guy. I like Tony Ferguson. I mean, this guy had an attitude, obviously, but I think, in my opinion, that I don't know if it's him or the UFC, but something went wrong in there, right? The guy was scheduled to fight Khabib. I mean, he was supposed to fight Khabib for the big fight and the belt, right? and he ended up fighting who? Justin Gaethje. And Justin Gaethje beat the shit out of him. And what happened? No more fight against Khabib, but the belt now fight was Khabib against Justin Gaethje. That's not fair, in my opinion, right? If Mr. Bad Guy thinks that it's fair, I don't think it's fair. I think that there should have been at least a rematch, right? At least a rematch between Gaethje and Ferguson, and after that, maybe decide who's going to fight Khabib, or basically Khabib should have fought Ferguson. At the end of the day, there's no geometrical, how can I say, mathematic in the UFC. It doesn't mean that because Justin Gaethje beat Tony Ferguson, that obviously Khabib is going to beat Tony Ferguson. Style makes fight. That's what we over here, right? So it didn't make sense to me, and I think that I don't know whose fault it is. Maybe Tony Ferguson, because he thought that he was going to beat Justin Gaethje easy, so he didn't even bother looking into the contract and reassuring himself. And the UFC was more than happy, right, to oblige. And after that, just playing his behind to have the fight between Gaethje and Khabib, where Khabib just annihilated Mr. Gaethje. So here you are, right? So I just don't understand that. And now he's also talking about, in this video, he's also talking about saying that Ngannou didn't fight since he can't remember. Like Ngannou didn't fight like for 2 years or 3 years, like we see the Nate Diaz or the Nate Diaz or the Conor McGregor, the John Jones. Why don't we hear that? I mean, come on, man. It looks like there's kind of a plan for the UFC just to discredit everything that Francis Ngannou is saying or doing, right? I don't understand why. I don't know why. Maybe I know why, but what have you, right? This is something that maybe we're going to talk about a little bit at the end, right? So I think that definitely we know that he fought like what? He fought in March 27th, right? Against Stipe, the second fight. March 2021, right? So it makes about what, 5 months that he didn't fight. 5 months. Don't start trying to say that the guy didn't fight for years, as what it seems that you're alluding to. That's not true. That's not fair as well. Again, I'm saying that this guy is supposed to be at least fair. If he doesn't want to be on the fighter side, he has to be at least fair and give the proper information, right? And when we're talking about like defending the belt, can he tells me that when he's talking about UFC policies, you say what you do and you do what you say. What the hell does that mean? That doesn't mean shit, right? To me, it doesn't mean anything, right? He has to tell us, okay, what is the UFC policies about defending the belt? What is the time that they give a fighters to defend the belt? Is it 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 7 months, a year? Like in boxing, it's pretty clear, right? Pretty clear cut. I mean, you have to defend your title in a set amount of time, and then otherwise you'll be stripped, right? So, and then they start putting that interim belt that Mr. CHAEL Sonnen is talking so greatly about and so respectfully about. But at the end of the day, what the hell is that freaking interim belt? If it's not just like kind of a little toy, a paper toy that you give someone, just, I don't know what it even means, to be honest with you. And he's praising that interim belt around the waist of Ciryl Gane. That again is a guy that I respect a lot. But I'm not talking about Ciryl Gane, because Ciryl Gane deserves to be there where he is, right? But the belt that he has no meaning to me. At the end of the day, it has totally no meaning. And even a guy like Joe Rogan, that I like a lot, since his Fear Factors days and all that. I don't know about his comedy thing, but I'm not sure about it. But since his Fear Factor days, I was kind of a fan, right? So even him is questioning the interim belt, the interim title belt. That doesn't mean a lot of stuff, especially when you're gonna start now talking about unifying that stuff, right? I mean, the guy's been inactive for 5 months, freaking 5 months, and you have no rule to say like how long and when, what is the time span in which he has to defend his belt. But you're saying that he hasn't fought for you don't know how many how many times now. Don't tell me you're getting that old, Chael. Come on now, right? So there it is. Even a guy like Joe Rogan makes sense of it, right? And I don't understand like how a guy like Chael Sonnen, right, that knows a lot of stuff and that I'm sure is in the secrets of the gods, understand definitely what's going on, right? And he cannot be giving us this sidetracked information, false information, you know, and say that he's not doing it like knowingly, basically, right? And now when you listen to this video, it doesn't make sense as well, right? I mean, it's so funny at the same time, and it's sad at the same time. You're crying, you cry and you laugh, and at the same time you actually feel sorry for the guy. And I say that in all due respect. And I mean, he's saying one thing and the opposite right after. He's saying that he doesn't have enough information. Uh, and that Francis didn't disclose what was it. And the second after, he said that yeah, Francis did provide him did provide the information, and that Francis didn't sign, and he came up on top. Let me tell you this. I mean, I've been scrolling the web, and I do what I understood is that they wanted Francis to sign a new contract deal right before the Stipe fight, right? And Francis did refuse because he would have locked him for a specific amount of money, I guess, for a specific number of fights, and he didn't want that because he had another fight, only one fight after the fight to Stipe, and after that, that was putting him in a better position to be able to negotiate any contract that he wanted to negotiate, right? So why wouldn't he do that? Come on, Chael. Why wouldn't he do that? What's wrong with that, right? And that's was the whole story about it. And I mean, I'm not the one. I mean, I don't talk to Dana, but I think like Chael is so up. I don't know where, but no, I'm not. Let's skip it in all due respect, right? But to be honest with you, I mean, what I think here is that the way I see Chael right now, and that's sad because he's someone that I did enjoy and I do enjoy to listen to, and I'm going to keep listening to his podcast because it's kind of entertaining, right? In all directions, right? So it's entertaining. But to tell me that I'm going to take for fact what he's telling me, obviously he's lost a lot of that. I'm not going to believe everything that you say. It's going to be like a TV show to me, like a comedy show kind of that I'm listening to because he's a guy that talks well. And like the sounds that comes out of his mouth seems pretty interesting, seems good, but the sense of these words are not always there, right? I don't know. They don't seem to be always there. So it is what it is. But I think that he's getting there. He's getting there. So definitely, I think that there's definitely something going on uh, with Francis Ngannou and the UFC. You listen to a lot of podcasts that are coming around now talking about Francis Ngannou, and a lot of them are criticizing him and are pretty negative against him. Starting from what we hear coming out of what have you, Fernando Lopez, or the clip of sparring that we see that doesn't show him in a good light, while there were other clips that were available in there and we know it. And this is because Fernando Lopez loves to talk as well. He loves to talk a lot, and he kind of alluded that yeah, the UFC asked to see some videos, and they selected and they edited it, right? They selected the pieces that that would I don't know, man, that would give an advantage maybe to Syria again when you look at the clips, right? So there it is. I think that there's definitely a conscious plan to kind of discredit Francis Ngannou. We know who the people's champ of the UFC would be. Definitely Cyril Gane, right? But again, I'm saying, I mean, Francis just had the fight 5 months ago. He's ready to go now. He had some negotiations. Negotiations happens, behind the scene negotiations happen, tough negotiations happen. If you don't want to lay down and that you are in a position to be able to have a stalemate with the UFC, I mean, so be it. I mean, you're good, right? Why not try to make a beta? I mean, that's what John Jones is doing as well, right? So yeah, why not do that? So Chael is coming out against also like George St. Pierre, saying that George St. Pierre, why would George St. Pierre go and fight in boxing while definitely he has a contract with the UFC? Dana White, Dana White doesn't want him to fight in the UFC. So there it is, man. We have a great things happening right now. Interesting stuff, interesting stories that are very funny and happening in the UFC right now. But let me tell you this. I mean, no matter what you're gonna say, please take a look at this. Take a look at what Shell is saying. It is funny. It's Shell once again. It is very funny. It is very funny. What can I say? It is very funny. And I mean, it's funny when you go through all of the emotions. And at the end, Charles says that, oh, you have to believe me. I've never made a mistake in 16 years. And I'm the highest paid athlete. I think he was talking about the UFC because he couldn't have talked about anything else, right? But I don't think so. No, it must have been like just for fun. He said that for fun, right? I mean, he cannot be serious about this stuff, right? Because last time I checked, Conor McGregor was crazy paid. I don't know in what planet he's living or stuff. I mean, he's got to show me his pay stub. He's got to because I don't know. I don't know. He hasn't made any mistake. What about like when Anderson Silva just freaking like submit him in the last second? I mean, that must have been a mistake somewhere, right? I mean, what about shit? Man, coming out after Conor McGregor, and the way he talks when he went after what he said to Tito Ortiz and his wife was of his kid. What type of respect is that? And what type of I don't know, man. Like I don't know. I don't. To be honest with you, I don't even want to go there. I mean, it's just so funny. I mean, he's the highest paid and he never made any mistakes in 16 years. I don't understand. I mean, this video itself is a mistake. Come on now, you taking people for stupid, right? No, that's not right. Actually, at the end of the day, that's not right. But it is what it is. It is communication. It is entertainment. Yeah, it's entertainment. You know, you give the people what they want, right? And I guess the people want shell from time to time, right? I don't know in what doses, but people want shell. So there it is. That's my ranting against CHAEL Sonnen. Against I'm gonna say against what he said in there because definitely, like I say, I cannot take that video seriously. He just goes in all direction, just contradict himself every second of this video, and at the end of the day, the video itself doesn't make sense, and it just seemed too much that he's trying to back up the UFC and taking the side of Dana taking the side of Dana White against his fellow fighters that are working hard, man, that are getting hit hard, that are risking their lives, that are risking their health, that are trying to take care of their family, right? Just to I think for himself to make a few bucks and a few clicks and have a little bit more followers. And that's just not right. That's just plain not right. And to me, it sucks. And that's why I call comedy hour. So there it is. Please take some time to let me know what you think, because at the end of the day, maybe you don't think the same way that I think. You think that the guy is right and all and that. So yeah, let me tell you. Tell me what you think about this. Listen to this video. Yeah, give him clicks. I don't care, but please listen to this video and yo, subscribe as well to I'm not a bad guy Inc, but please subscribe to my podcast here, to my channel here, and I'll be more than happy. We can discuss about this thing. I can't wait to read what you guys think about this coming out of CHAEL SONNEN against Francis Ngannou, or against George St. Pierre, or boxing, right? We know that the UFC wants to stomp on boxing. And by the way, when we're talking about interim belt, or unification of belt, what the hell does unification of belts means in the UFC? Shit. I mean, you got plenty association of MMA. What you should do is have the champion of Bellator fight the champion of the UFC, of the champion of Bama, fight the champion of Bellator and UFC, and unify all these belts. That's what you have to do. That's what a unification is, right? Not in the same freaking a company association. You're saying that you're going to unify like two belts that are, while you already have a champion and you have an interim belt. What the hell is that? Come on now. It doesn't make sense. Make a fight Bellator champ against UFC champ. We'll see. And I guarantee you that the UFC champ is not going to come on top all the time. Believe you me, right? Like my guy Bisping used to say. I mean, we got a lot of. I think that I'm gonna start. I think that Chael is like kind of the cheerleader and kind of the mouthpiece of the UFC right now. I don't know what is the contract, but that's what it sounds like. Dana. So all these guys, subscribe. And let me know, especially let me know what you think. That's what I want to know. I want to know what you think, because, I mean, I might be going crazy, right? I don't know. Let me know what you think.